So the first book that I started off with is called The Death Match. I met a guy in Australia, Ben Kropp, and he used to hunt sharks, and I was crazy hunting sharks. I did all kinds of hedonistic, wonderful things, climbing out of planes and racing cars and whatnot. I really got my kick on sharks. And, you know, they were the most dangerous thing around. And I was spearfishing all over the world. I used to do 100,000 miles a year, just flying around, whizzing around, having a great time. So this was my shtick to do that, and I met this guy, and there was a Hollywood production going in for $1 million to fight a great white shark to the death in a cage in Samoa, in an iron cage with 4 TV cameras and satellite transmission round to the US, Russia and Japan, I believe. It didn't come off at the last minute. It was blocked by Jacques Cousteau, and so I was just left with that story and nothing else. I then went on a furlough to Saudi Arabia with the US Army, and sitting in a caravan while working there in the middle of the desert, I started writing the story of The Death Match. When I got back, I had it edited by Michael Sayers. He's a great playwright, and he's a writer of James Bond movies, Casino Royale he wrote, and also a contemporary of T.S. Eliot and George Orwell of 1984 and Animal Farm fame. He shared a flat with them actually in London. Michael trained me over 2 years, and I commuted to New York backwards and forwards while he ripped up the manuscripts that I did and said they were rotten, and flogged me to death for 2 years, but he taught me how to write. The Death Match is based on a real story, and it's a story of Greg Quarrington, I've named him, which was actually me, and he's really tired of the ordinary, boring living, and he has this concept like the bullfighter, one man with a close pass of a bull's horn, or as close pass of a death of any kind, lives what the average person would live for a year. And this always got me, and this is what I followed. And so this is what the book is about. It's like a James Bond movie, but it's based on a real story of how I got this contract with a Hollywood agency which was setting up a death match with a great white shark in Samoa. And I had to compete with 2 other guys. One was Ben Kropp, who I met out in the Barrier Reef in Australia when I was swimming and diving out there. And then when I came back to my friends in Hollywood, I met up with the producers on there, and then they said the job was already gone. So it's almost like exactly like the wording of the story in the chapter 2 or 3 that I mentioned of how I actually got it. And I was pushed to the limit, said, what are you going to do that's different because it's already gone? So I said I'd fight it with a knife, extemporaneously, as the Polynesians do. And that's what I was going to do, and that's what I trained to do. And I got the contract. You can see it in the edge of the book. And I went and trained for this, and the story is about the training and the grueling training with a Geoffrey, which is a ex-Miami cop, and is set in the Bahamas in a fishing camp with my buddy Smitty down in the Andros. And we go through this training period, and then we have the actual match in Samoa. And of course the whole thing's rigged. It's like it's a death match. It's already rigged. And instead of one already great white shark that's there, they've got also another 4 tiger sharks, 14, 15 feet. And the idea is a contract with these people. They put millions of dollars on how long the person will survive. And they do this thing like fits every 2 to 3 years. So they have this underwater match in a giant aquarium where they sit there and they're in this thing, and they got TV cameras on each corner and fans to blow away the blood, and they all bet on how long this Greg Quarrington will survive. It's a wonderful sort of melange of fighting and infighting and intrigue and lots of combat. And so it's really slick, it's fast, page-turning excitement. It's, you know, car chases down in the canyons down there in Topeka Canyon, and it's real. I've done most of the stuff myself, but you know, in bits and pieces, but not like in the movie. This is a thing, but it is based on this true story that I went through, and that's what I was actually doing, and I was prepared to fight that shark. But of course, probably if I had fought it, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So anyway, there's the story of The Death Match, and it's real, and it's gorgeous, and it's fast, and it's moving, and you'll love it. I'm just giving you a first little glimpse of what I've extemporaneously, I got a whole bunch of stuff on the screen which I can't even see. So this is really the story of it, and what I'm going to do is read clips from the 2 books for you to read if you're interested, to give you what I call the interesting, like, insights into aspects of the book. There are 2 terrific books. They're totally different. One is the hedonistic, the Geoffrey Mann, the hunter-killer, the shark hunter. There's a wonderful picture of me taken right at that time, the Hollywood man. And the other one is the spiritual man who has left behind all killing, and I now would never kill anything. How could I kill anything? The sharks, when I swim with them now, they're like airliners. They're the most beautiful things I ever see. And so I present these 2 to you, and I hope that you will read them for $3.99 US. I mean, how can you go wrong? And you can ship them out to all your friends, have your friends read them. I want them all over the world. So help me out if you believe in it and see, and you read the book and you get the story the way I see it, and that's what I felt right. So I bless you all, I thank you, and I hope that you will see the way that I see. Namaste, I bless you and thank you.